Ever wondered how Congo, being the richest country on the planet, is still the most inflicted and impoverished country at the same time? It is as a result of a conflict that nobody knows who really started it, and nobody knows that continues to fund it up to date. But it is alleged that one of the major players in the conflict, a group known as M23, is funded by a neighboring country by the name of Rwanda. Now, Rwanda has denied these allegations, and nobody really knows what the truth is surrounding this conflict and this major player known as M23. All we know is that this conflict began in 1998 and pretty much ended in 2003. But since that time the war was declared to be over, conflicts pretty much go on in the DRC. And there have been involvements in the efforts done by the UN to stop the war. But regardless of what they did, to everybody's astonishment, mission was not accomplished. And at this point, it is alleged that they might even be giving up. Congo is the largest supplier of the resources needed to run our gadgets. So, don't you think that they need liberation from this war? Leave your thoughts in the comment section and let's see what we have at hand.
Why is nobody talking about what's going on in Congo and with the Congolese people? Let's not forget the Congolese people are literally being bombed as well. There was an encampment of displaced people in the Congolese that were bombed, that were killed as well. They are stealing resources like timber from the Congolese people and slaughtering them in the act. So while everybody is focused on freeing the Palestinian people, can we please speak up for the Congolese people as well? They're illegally stealing and harvesting timber. There were 12 people killed in bomb attacks on the eastern DR of displacement camps in Congo. There are misplaced refugees that have no access to no aid of any kind. So while I am proud of everybody, I need us not to forget that there are more people that are being harmed and bumped and not helped. These people don't have access to food, water, and continuously are being attacked. So while everyone is marching and protesting, we need not forget about our Congolese brothers and sisters. Because if no one speaks for them, then it all gets lost in translation. So let me be the first to say free Congo, and I will continue to spread more information and updates on what is going on with the Congolese people. But as of now, they are in a dire situation.
I'm gonna try to get through this without crying. Not only was I born and raised in the Democratic Republic of Congo, I am also a refugee. The Congolese people are no stranger to war. In fact, many people can't even pinpoint if the war ever ended or when it truly started. What we do know is what it's about and what it has done to our beautiful Congo. Congo is one of the world's largest producers of cobalt, which is used for batteries and all of your electric cars. We are also one of the world's largest producers of coltan, which is used for your phone. Right now in the DRC, women, children, men, people are being forced into slavery in order to continue to produce these resources so the world can keep spinning while our people continue to suffer. These rebel groups are being funded by America, France, Britain, Israel. In 2016, I was doing pageants. I was straight out of college advocating for this, fighting for this. And all of those years ago, it consumed me. All I could do was try to fight for my country. It was do all I can in my power to fight for my country. And it feels like it was useless. It feels like nothing has changed. And those were years ago. Fast forward to 2023 and women are still being raped. People are still being in ways that we cannot even say, we cannot even express without losing our minds, because it is inhumane what is happening to people in Congo. It feels like no matter what we do, it just never ends. No matter how often we participate in fundraisers, we join support groups to end conflict, we raise awareness, it does not feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. I think I just kind of gave up. I feel like I had to give up. Like I have to live my life without feeling like I'm in this constant just slum of what is this world? And sometimes it takes a lot for us to come on here and try to raise awareness when something is this close to home, when something hits this close to home. Here is a few things you can do. You can support diplomatic efforts to end the conflict. Of course, you can always donate as well. And if you're comfortable and if you can emotionally handle it, you can learn more and raise awareness. It's almost like the people of Congo never stood a chance. We never stood a chance.
I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like people are not making enough noise about what's happening in Congo. That's just my opinion. And honestly speaking, I don't care if the world doesn't make noise, but when Africans don't make as much noise for their African brothers and sisters, it's kind of like, guys, we could easily be next. Like, do you understand that? Because the world literally steals our resources to make their countries rich, and they turn around and call us poor as if they're not the ones that are making us poor.
To everybody who supports Palestine, stop and watch this. Because at this point, it's starting to give Black lives don't matter to y'all. The video on the right is where I was talking about Palestine. It has 1.6 million views in just under 2 days. It has 31,000 shares of me talking about what is going on in Palestine and sharing the message that Macklemore put out. The video on this side is me talking about the Congolese people who roamed before Rafah, innocent women, children, and men that were told to go to these camps for refugee. It only has 7,000 views and 81 shares. Mind you, the Congolese people are responsible for every battery that we have that uses cobalt in the US. It's responsible for your phone. It's responsible for your vape. It's responsible for your TV. These people are literally enslaved and being right now. There is a mass genocide happening to the Congolese people, to fellow brown people. And I'm here to say that Black lives matter. Stop looking past the Black lives that are being in mass genocide that started around the same time as Palestine. And it's crazy because you guys are really treating it as if Black lives don't matter. But at this point in time, I feel as though we need to call major attention to what is going on with the Congolese people, and this is unacceptable. So while everybody is making GoFundMes and helping certain families in Palestine, please understand that the Congolese people do not have access to phones. They do not have a way to share a video of what is going on. Only a select few people are able to get the message out. So please, let's not get distracted and help everyone. Serve everyone. Share and help everyone. Every large creator that is speaking up on Palestine only, please stop only speaking on Palestine because it fits your narrative and talk on the Congolese people as well. They are built too.
A 2-year-old with an STI is a reality in Congo. And that 2-year-old's mother is 16. An aid worker in Congo had to tell a 16-year-old mother that their 2-year-old daughter had contracted the sexually transmitted infection. 2 years old, to a 16-year-old mother, which meant that she had the child at 14. How do you think that that child came about? Sexual violence is a tactic that is used by these groups in Congo. The use that is inflicted on the people of Congo are genuinely unfathomable. Unfathomable. I'm not appreciating that Congo is being treated as an afterthought, as a, oh yeah, it's this other movement, or oh yeah, it's this other thing. And I understand that it's organized differently to Palestine. I get that. A lot of what you need to know is either in Amnesty International's report that they released, I think in 2016 or something, and on the Focus Congo website. If you are a creator watching this, please engage and watch Focus Congo's videos so you can learn about the lived experiences of these people, and you will be motivated to make content about it, because it seems like there's no other means for you guys to speak up about it. It's Congo needs your attention, and not your attention like a social media attention. Congo needs you to understand and hear the stories of these people and feel it, care, and do something with the care. They need your donations. They need your money. So please.
So it's safe to say that Congo's conflicts is one of the most ignored in the world. As we've seen from that sister's video, we can see the difference in the views there. The one that was talking about Palestinian recognition of the conflict was in the millions and the shares were over the thousands. But when it comes to Congo, it only gained about 7,000 plus views, which is less. Like, I doubt if most of our followers even watched that video. So every influencer out there, we're aging them and we're aging all the people around us to help us bring awareness to our brothers and sisters who are suffering in Congo. Now, I would like to point out that it's not that people don't care about the things that are happening in Congo, but I think media suppresses information like this. Because who needs such awareness when, of course, there are billions to be made? It's as the story goes with pharmaceutical companies, right? You're not gonna sideline pharmaceuticals just because you got one bad medical treatment and now you are upset about it, or it's unfair that the medicine that they're selling is just pretty much an illusion. If you've heard of the placebo effect, then you know what I'm hitting at. So the placebo effect is an illusion created by the medication that you take, tricking your body into healing itself naturally, because it is alleged that most medications are just sugar supplements. And because of the placebo effect, when you take it, your body heals itself naturally, but it gives you the illusion that the medication worked for you. The media is not going to expose pharmaceutical companies because the medication is a placebo effect, or simply because it might not be there. Firstly, because the masses don't know about this. And the second thing is because pharmaceutical companies pretty much give donations to these media companies. So you're not gonna do that to your boss now, are you? The same thing with this conflict. Somebody really knows what's happening on the ground, but they're not gonna come out and expose that because there are millions to be made. Media companies benefit from that. And the other thing is, wait, these people are black. And why do we care about them again? Exactly. The people that have the power to stop this conflict are palm-colored dominant leaders, palm-colored governments, and palm-colored media houses. So you tell me what you think. Do you think these people are gonna do that, despite the fact that they have the power to do so? And on top of that, don't forget that they're making millions, and this conflict is pretty much just about black folks. In their eyes, of course. At the African Cup of Nations semi-final, the Congolese football team's symbolic protest highlighted the violence plaguing their nation, amidst what appears to be a global apathy, of which the other parts of the world are not even concerned about. The DRC's turbulent history stretches back decades, with a web of intertwined factors contributing to one of the world's most protracted humanitarian crises. Despite the nation's abundant natural resources, exploitation has fueled conflict rather than prosperity for its people, from colonial-era extraction of ivory and rubber to the exploitation of minerals like tin and gold today. External interests has long driven instability in the region, external interests being other countries interested in the resources of Congo, hence failing to help out because they are already benefiting anyways. And if they put a stop to the conflict, maybe they might just stop benefiting from the conflict after all. So the Eastern DRC in particular has been a hotspot of violence, with numerous armed groups vying for control. The M23 movement, predominantly composed of ethnic Tuts, I believe that's a tribe, has been a prominent player supported by neighboring Rwanda, allegedly. So they're saying there's this group known as M23, and they're alleging that it is supported by Rwanda. I don't know how true these allegations are because Rwanda has denied being involved with this group. So who knows really who is sponsoring this group known as M23, because it is the major player of the conflict. Despite intermittent peace agreements and international interventions, violence persists, with recent escalations threatening further destabilization. Rwanda's involvement in supporting M23 has exacerbated tensions, leading to anti-Western protests and highlighting the geopolitical complexities at play. The failure of UN peacekeeping efforts. Now, this is where it gets intriguing for me. So the efforts of the UN here have pretty much failed. Coupled with the impending withdrawal of the UN mission adds another layer of uncertainty to the region's future. So the UN is pretty much saying that they would just rather withdraw because there's no progress being made. But I don't know how things are going on right now. There are no people on the ground that are really aware of what is true. Most of the things happening in Congo are pretty much allegedly. But what is certain is that the people in Congo are suffering. We've got young ones, women, men, everybody in Congo at the moment. So amidst the myriad armed groups, including the FDLR and ADF atrocities abound, including unaliving and violence and the recruitment of young soldiers, as in pretty much underage soldiers here. And I read a report where this 14-year-old girl was being recruited to be a soldier. So you can see how intense this conflict is, to the point where even the young people, like young minors here, are getting involved in the war to protect their country. So the humanitarian toll is staggering, with hundreds of thousands displaced and millions affected across the country. As the world's attention remains focused elsewhere, we urge you, our viewers, to recognize the significance of DRC's plight, from the devices we use, powered by Congolese materials, to the interconnectedness of global supply chains. The conflict's impact reverberates far beyond its borders. So we pretty much use everything as a result of Congo's resources. Our devices, our phones, our laptops, pretty much everything that is gadget-wise is using resources gotten from Congo. We can pretty much say that the phone that you're holding came from a Congolese miner who was digging through the ground, and getting all that cobalt and other resources needed to create such a device. Now, before we get into how these miners pretty much dig with their own hands, because they are not provided with tools, of course, tell me what you think in the comment section regarding today's conversation and what efforts you're gonna take to bring awareness to this conflict. Leave your thoughts in the comment section, like, share, and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.